name is Mark Newman. I'm Chief Analyst at TM Forum and delighted to be joined today by Alla Goldner. Alla is Director of Technology Strategy and Standardization at Amdocs. Good day to you, Alla.
Hi, nice to be here today.
Great. And so we're going to be talking today about dynamic end-to-end orchestration and the importance of orchestration as operators seek to build out new enterprise services. So, Alla, I'd like to think about 5G, and if you can just talk us through how have complexities increased around 5G? And I'm thinking specifically here, I guess, around how operators manage 5G network slicing.
Yeah, so as we know, 5G brings a lot of new opportunities, but there are some challenges coming with those opportunities. Now, one of the key 5G principles, the things where 5G is really different from 4G, is the ability to run multiple network over the same network. I would not say physical network because it might be physical network functions, virtual, cloud native, and 5G, of course, would be a mix of all of that, but the ability to dynamically define, provision those network per service requirements of those services which are required to be run on in the network. And that is slicing, that is network slicing. That's those multiple network, each one of those is being called slice. Now, that's a huge opportunity, of course, because, you know, building a dedicated network per each one of the service with the ability to measure and to provide quality of service end-to-end is really a great thing. But there are, of course, some challenges here. And the big challenge is how you manage that, how you dynamically provision those networks, how you scale up, down, out, in those networks, how you heal those networks without any human intervention and really without a very sophisticated network management system which knows to do all of those things. You cannot do that. So yes, a huge opportunity, but end-to-end network management system to manage those slices need to come into the place and play a key role actually in the network slice.
Thanks, Alla. And so Amdocs has an end-to-end 5G orchestration solution. Can you tell us how that can help?
Sure. So, you know, Amdocs is the leading BSS and OSS system providers. And if you think about how to manage those network slices, how to support network management of the slices, it is basically composed of the vertical and horizontal integration of the different functionality. Let's for a moment take a look into the vertical and what it means. It basically means the whole stack starting from the ordering of the slices through the BSS system towards the OSS system in actually defining those slices, managing those slices, you know, scaling those slices and so on. At the same time, there is a need in the horizontal slice management, because when I say horizontal, it is across a different domains, which are RAN, transport, and core. So the need in the system, which is composed of the smaller network management system per each one of the domains, controls those domains, gets indications, measures from those domains, and correlate everything in the coordinated manner. So the key here really is about horizontal and vertical integration. And here, as I said, Amdocs being the leading BSS OSS providers, we believe that we bring our strengths in, you know, systems which are vendor agnostic, which go through BSS, OSS, and actually can satisfy those customer requirements coming from the network slice and then an overall 5G network management.
And how does your solution leverage open source standards and I guess TM Forum APIs as well?
Yeah, so, you know, as you can imagine, in such a system where you have BSS, OSS, and then actually, you know, the coordination between a multiple domain, the key is to build solution by standards. So really, you know, each one of the domains in 5G typically would have more than one vendors, two or perhaps even more, and sometimes hyperscalers will play part of the solution in each one of the domains, connect those three domains. And, you know, to connect all those systems, also connect to the BSS system, connect to perhaps external system for roaming, for sharing network, to support all this and to build a vendor agnostic solution which can, in the least integrated way, bring any new vendor into each one of the domains. You really need to provide solution which is being built by standards. So of course, when it comes to standard, it is about TMF API. A major free GPP work was done for network slicing to define all those, interfaces between the end-to-end solutions and the domain solution at CNFV. Visit inter-orchestrator requirements also played a key role at CISA the same by defining really end-to-end flows for working with RAN, transport, and core. And of course, our solution supports all those. Without it, we would not be able to build inter-vendor solution at all. So we really participate strongly. We contribute to some of the activities in FreeGPP, in ORAN, others we monitor, and we definitely implement the outcomes of what those standard body define. Now, specifically for open source as well, and from my own experience, I am ONAP requirements subcommittee chair, and I'm open core network orchestration stream co-lead. So, we have many people in MDocs who actually working on open source. If we talk about ONAP, we even started more than 4.5 years ago from co-creation with AT&T and brought a significant part of the code. We really do it in the pragmatic way based on maturity. As we are there, we are insiders, we know which open source is mature and ready to be integrated as a part of our solution, and this is what we do. And on open source front, the major one, I guess, those I've mentioned, on TIP activities, we are participating a lot. Also, ORAN, we recently started to participate very actively, and again, parts of their solutions which are mature and ready to be adopted into the product. This is what we do basically. We adopt those parts and we make our product based on those when it makes sense.
Alla, as we know, operators today are looking to monetize 5G. They're looking for new sources of revenue. Can you tell us how the Amdocs 5G Slice Manager can help operators to monetize 5G?
Sure. So that question also goes back to the previous one on standard compliance of our solution. And let me for a second take you back to the 4G and how charging of mobile network was done in 4G. So it is basically the P gateway was the one which reported to the charging function OCS or FCS on subscriber consumption in terms of volume, time, events, and subscribers were those who were charged according to their charging plan. Now, in 5G, starting from release 15, pretty much the same technique was introduced. Instead of P gateway, of course, it was SMF, which reported to CHF instead of OCS, so FCS online and offline charging function, the unifying charging function. But basically on the same principle of subscribers measured by their consumed volume, time, events, and according to their charging plans. Now in 5G, but everyone is talking monetization, 5G monetization, and we strongly believe that a new monetization must come based on some new charging standard and new ways of how you can charge in your network. And this is why, starting from release 16, FreeGPP started a new study on slicing charging. And we strongly supported, we participated in this. We led to conclusion on the acceptance of that new charging method. And we believe it will bring a new monetization techniques and a new business. Now, I'm talking about slicing charging, where basically an orchestrator NSMF parts of slicing management solution becomes charging trigger functions and reports to the charging function not on the events of subscriber usage any longer, but on the events of network consumption in terms of CPU, memory, storage, on the events of slice instantiation, termination, activation, and also on events of service quality, service performance running over those slices. That really brings a tool to the service provider to monetize enterprises, where basically you monetize, you charge per network consumption and how much those enterprises leveraged from what operator gain rather than a subscriber level. Strongly believe in that, built as a part of our slicing manager solution, also build a joint solution with Openet, which is now part of MDEX, a leading charging providers, started to build it even before standards was fully in place. And really strongly believe this gives a new monetization tool to the service providers. This really brings the full 5G potential into the play.
Well, Anna, thank you very much indeed for your thoughts today. Speak to you again soon.
My pleasure. Thank you.